read, experiment, and experience enough before you start writing. You see, there are two kind of authors. There are category one is the professional authors, those who write books,
Who are full-time
authors.
Yes.
Okay, and there are second category of authors like us. We are authors in another profession.
Yes.
Okay? Two category of the people.
The second kind of author
Yes.
should increase because they will bring the raw fundamental truth from that particular industry.
Very true.
Welcome to Wooble Nexus with your host Akash Jaiswal. Today we are joined by the accomplished Mr. Prashant Panigrahi, author of Smart Sage, an expert in digital business, Six Sigma and more. Dive into our discussion on digital alchemy and discover how to build a strong authorial presence. Stay tuned for a transformative episode full of deep insights. A warm and heartfelt welcome to Mr. Prashant Panigrahi, author of the book Smart Sage, Cloud Digital Business Leader, Six Sigma Black Belt Business Excellence Assessor, Purpose Alchemist, and Lifestyle Coach. Your diverse and accomplished career in various domains makes you an invaluable asset to our event today. We extend our sincere gratitude for your gracious presence. Your willingness to share your extensive expertise ensure that our event will be an enriching and enlightening experience for all of us. Thank you for joining us, sir.
My pleasure, Akash. I think all of you are doing a great job. And I feel also honored to be part of all of you. This energetic team, the vibrant team, the energy is awesome.
Yeah. So let's start with a quick icebreaker.
Yes.
If you had the power to make any fictional character your best friend, who would it be and how do you envision your ideal day together?
Yes. It will be Buddha,
Okay.
Gautam Buddha. You see, he is the person, he travels from his, the material world to the peak of the human development, right? And in fact, the journey that I am also embarking, right? This book has come out from that spirit.
Yeah.
So I think I read much about it, but if I can meet someone like him in person, that will be a wow moment.
Okay. That's great. So he was the one who found a lot of answers sitting under the tree.
Correct.
So there were 13 principles what were given that people if people follow it, there is no sorrow in life.
Correct.
Yeah.
Very true.
So going ahead with the next question, imagine you could travel back in time with your teenage years. What advice would you give your younger self and what's one fun activity you would want to relive?
Yeah. The first advice I will give is, don't fear much about your study.
Okay.
The study happens and all these, different hours are set. So try to enjoy, make friends, create good memories in that time.
Yeah.
Yes.
We should not be taking it very seriously, but sincerely.
Sincerely, correct.
Yeah. So, if you could magically acquire a new skill overnight, completely unrelated to your work, what talent would you choose and how would you impress your friends with it?
Yeah, actually, I think all of you might have seen there are critical skill for 21st century.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it was written by another author from Israel.
Okay.
Yuval Noah Harari. Okay. So there are six C he has given the communication, all the things, and one of the item is consciousness. Okay. And the consciousness is the skill, that is required for 21st century. I think he also has said this is one of the prime skill one should have. Otherwise, what will happen is the technology like AI technology already has entered into our life space, right? Also, nowadays, if you see, there is a deep fake technology, right? So they can create some, some scenario. They can hijack hijack some of your family members, they can ask money from you.
Yes.
Okay, so there are deep fake technology also started coming. So unless we are conscious about what is happening, right? So our life will not be so enjoyable.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that is one of the skill I want to acquire. In fact, I am in that journey. I want everybody to acquire. Okay, because that will benefit the joyful living in the 21st century.
Correct. So consciousness, as described by the author, is from which country?
I think Israel. He's a historian.
Okay.
Historian.
Because consciousness is a topic which has been talked about in Indian mythology also.
Correct.
Krishna consciousness.
Correct.
It is basically about being present in the current moment and living in the current moment with a lot of understanding that what is happening
Very
around.
true. In fact, the author that I am talking about,
Yeah.
he goes to a meditation,
Yeah.
Buddhist meditation called Vipassana, and he goes for sometimes 1 month, sometimes 2 months
Okay.
to develop that consciousness. In fact, I also go, but my periods are always short. Okay, it is 10 to 12 days. We go into that meditation where they will not allow even a mobile, a book. You are not allowed to talk to the colleague in that campus. Just silent. Okay, for 12 days, so that you will understand. You will be able to see what is happening inside you, what is happening outside you with a different perspective.
So my own reflection.
Yeah.
So at that
You
particular
will be able
moment,
to see
the
your
person,
shadow self.
the person is able to interact with themselves.
Correct. Very true.
So where does it happen? Is there any?
Yes, they are in globally now.
Mhm.
Globally now. In Odisha also there are 2-3 places are there. One is in Bhubaneswar, near to Bhubaneswar. Other is I think near to Khariyar Road. I think in Nayapara.
Yeah.
Right. There also.
So
one
they have
center.
to go there and stay for 10, 12 days.
Correct.
So this is a good thing.
Correct.
Okay. So going ahead with the next question, your professional journey has been quite diverse and immersive. Could you walk us through the key milestones and experiences that have shaped your career, especially your roles at TCS and as an author?
Sure. In fact, I am in TCS from the beginning. Okay.
In Bhubaneswar?
Not Bhubaneswar, in multiple places, but in TCS.
Okay.
So TCS is my, one company only. So maybe I don't know what will happen, but right. So and I joined during a very critical time. Okay. It was Y2K time. All of you are aware about Y2K time. So what happened is, all the computers so far, whatever was coded till that time, okay, the year was represented as not 4Y, it was 2Y. Okay, so 1999. So 99 was there.
Okay.
Right. So when the 2000 will happen, that YY will become 00.
Okay.
Last 2 digits.
Yeah.
Right. And if that happens, there were 90% of the programs will fail.
Okay.
Okay. So it is a kind of a crisis, right? Known crisis. Right?
Yeah.
So I think it was discovered and it was the solution was found so that we have to go for the 4Y. Earlier it was always 2Ys. Okay. So it was that journey, and that is the journey where Indian industry, IT industry was also became sizable. Okay. That is the time we joined. In fact, I was in that mission critical job to observe the programming, how it's going on 31st December, okay, 1999. Okay, what will happen?
So
right?
while people are celebrating, they are also in fear that the codes will break down.
Correct. In fact, I remember that days. I am in front of that computer to observe what is going right, what is going wrong, and there were 2 dozens of leaders are behind me, right? So what kind of situation you will be, right?
So sir, at that particular time, what was your role? What was your responsibility?
It was kind of job monitoring. Okay. Program monitoring. So we can fix that also at that time. What kind of problem it might come, what might of the solution we can give. If it needs a higher resolution, we can delegate it to the next level and all these things.
Okay. So at that time, sir, what was the most used programming languages in 1990?
In fact, there is a beautiful story. At that time, mainframes were mostly running on COBOL language. Okay, and in fact, when we joined, we didn't know COBOL. I was sent to customer place in near New York. It is called Stamford. Okay, and before traveling, I was not having much idea about this COBOL language. Okay, what is the kind of situation you see? You are going to do a mission critical job and you do not know, right?
That's the particular language.
So our companies, they are very encouraging. They give a lot of support. In fact, they gave me from the library. They gave me a book, the COBOL book. Okay, and I had to take that. While I started my preparation for my travel in the flight, right? In the flight, and gradually I picked up. Though it is, I think, 8 months before that, I took a problem before that D-Day. Okay, so by that time I learned. I know how to solve it and all these things.
Okay. So, sir, was there any real crisis? Did you observe any real crisis?
It was very minor. It was in the whole world. It was very good, I think.
So it was handled by that. So currently also, sir, as per I am also from computer science background, I currently also see a lot of scope of improvement in the date format. A lot of countries follow a different set of date format, like UK and US follow different. So do you think that there should be a standardization to follow the date due to globalization?
I think the coding wise, programming wise, I think more or less they adopt the same format. DD and 4 wise. Okay. So mostly they do that. Very rarely I have seen the other format, but whoever does the other format, they might be, converting that one to required format at the right point of time.
So the thing is, if we are making a software, like any software which is global, users from India are also using it, users from US, UK are also using it, and we have to make it in a single format so that Indian people also understand it. Not only understand it, they are they are okay with it. Okay, and UK people are also okay with it. So we can't find a common solution to that.
You see, standardization is very difficult. Okay, you can do up to some extent, right? You cannot do 100%, right? And that kind of standardization at the level of language, I think it is done. Okay, but there are many languages, right? Nowadays, systems are not made up of one language. There are many languages,
right?
So
and regional influence is also there. That we have been taught from the beginning to follow the DDMMYY format. And later on, when we start using computers, we are asked to use the MMDDYYY format. So these are the complications which we have to handle. Maybe locally we have to handle it. So though it is in the server at a standard format, but whenever we are showing it into local, we'll have to convert it.
Correct. Just to complete your question about journey, this is the first role only. Then I think the journey was very exponential. Okay, so I had to do this technical role and then the team lead role for around half decade. Then I got an opportunity. The first assignment was US based. The second opportunity, I was getting an option. Okay, whether to US or to Europe.
Okay,
Italy one. Okay, and this project were having different challenges. Okay, generally the US projects are more mature. The delivery model is mature, right? On-site, offshore were there, but in Italy that model was not there. The formalized model. In fact, very transactional on-site, offshore. The body shopping were going on, but there are no formal ownership from delivery from offshore and all this, right? In fact, that problem excited me. And I didn't opt for the US part. I opted the Italy part. Generally, if you give an option now, also people will go to US, right? Right. So, but that challenge excited me that I am going to do something fast in the world. Okay, offshoring from a country where it is not done first time. Right. And in fact, that model in that program got successful. And in fact, we are calling that program, branding that program as a IO Square. Okay, so India offshore, Italy on site. Okay, and in fact, initially because this needs some language, Italian language, so we need to partner with the local vendor for that on site.
Yeah.
Only myself and some of the supporting team member were there, but majority of the team member were Italian, right?
Okay.
But gradually we trained our team, Indian team and all this, and gradually the model, whatever the model was with US, similar maturity, we brought it up. Okay, and I think it has done a good job in that market. We did a lot of customer acquisitions in that market. Okay, and because it is at the market level, okay, and that programs gave a beautiful experience, overall experience, 360-degree experience, right? And this is one of the milestone, right? Then the third thing is, maybe I'll not take much of the event. Another milestone is in the last decade. Last decade, I think in fact that project we did from here only. Okay, and it was a transformation program. Okay, but global transformation program in utility sector. But I think there are some internal guideline, what deal to accept, what deal not to accept, and all this, right?
Okay.
That is internal guideline. But I am excited with the problem always, right? The way Italy problem, right? So I saw, that is a problem, another problem worth addressing.
Yes.
Okay. So that internal guideline, I have to cross that hurdle, right? So generally in the large organization, it is very, very difficult to just cross that one, right? You need some internal, right? So I had to give a business case to my management, and then that business case went upward, and finally I convinced that we can take the deal. Okay. And that deal was a kind of a quality engineering deal, what we call testing, but it is in a very, very platform oriented way, right? But what happened is, what we could we could create in that program, right? It is not only satisfied that customer, okay? It got the visibility of our CEO level visibility, in TCS, okay, program, and in fact it got some multiple awards from the outside, from the industry as well, right? So that was another milestone. I think, in fact, that is the project or program. I was testing my book, the thesis of my book.
Okay.
Experimentally, I was testing, right?
Yeah.
So it is not just a book of literary creation, right? I would do the experiential story. I observe, consciously.
Yeah.
Okay. And probably now we are into another kind of the job I am doing today, right? The cloud digital leader. And now the all AIs, metaverse are into it. So overall, if I summarize my journey, it is a mainframe to metaverse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, sir, the next question is, what motivated you to be an author while you are continuing your job as a corporate leader?
Yes, it's a beautiful question, Akash, and it is very close to my heart also. Why this book came up. Okay, you see, in corporate, first of all, writing book is a very tough job in nowadays, because the kind of job we do globally, right? Now at this level, we do a global role. We have to touch from APAC in the early morning, then the UK, Middle East, then at the evening we have to touch base on the US customer. So bandwidth, it is choked. But this book has a different route. Okay, it is not as another profession or another work I have to do. In fact, I used to, from my children days, right? My grandmom used to tell me stories. Okay, and one of the story was very touching, right? And that story is Rajarsi, right? It's all about the people like Raja Harishchandra and all these people. So at that time, what was happening, Akash, even people, all kings, they were also, kind of rishis. They were more powerful than rishis, not powerful, rather more pure than rishis. Okay, so the Rajarshi is Raja and Rishi, right?
Yeah.
In fact, this book theme also, if you see the smart and sage,
Yes.
right? The Raja is the smartness part of the life.
Yeah.
Okay,
And sage is the
sage
rishi
is
part.
the rishi part of the life, right? So at that time, and that idea was very in my inner core.
Yeah.
Okay, and in one of the role, I think I was talking about the my IO square story,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, during that time, my smartness was at the peak because I'm addressing a problem with a unique problem, right? I'm taking the people with different language, forming up the team, right? The way all of you are here and all this, right? And at that time, while the smartness was at the peak, but on the other side, I saw, not I saw, rather my friend used to call me, not Prashant Panigrahi, but Pareshan Panigrahi.
Oh.
Okay, so then it sometimes struck me to my heart, and I saw probably I am the king, but I'm not the rishi part of it. Okay, so I do not have that inner joy, inner bliss, and all this part of it. At that time, it struck to my heart that I need to do something around it.
Yeah.
Okay, it was around 2005. Okay, and the book came up, in 23, right? And maybe the manuscript started in mid of the COVID, right? So then I was researching on this topic, how to move into that one.
Yes.
Okay, so in fact, we can use this. I think this, this concept to understand the, this smart sage, or probably while the theme will come, we'll talk about it. Okay, but I was researching this around this how to go to that track, right? So if you can use that chart, so let's try to understand this smart sage.
Yeah.
Okay, what is smart and what is sage? It is not by ambience smartness or ambience of sageness, right? So there are two things we pursue in this world. Okay, one is the happiness, and other is success.
Yes.
So at that time I was having success, but I was not having much happiness, right? So with these two words, we can segment the whole world into 4 blocks. That smart sage component I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
So if we plot the smartness into the vertical axis and the sageness into the horizontal axis.
Yeah.
Okay, the smartness is all about your outer well-being, and sageness is all about your inner well-being.
Yeah.
Okay, now you see, some people in this world, they find happiness in their success.
Yeah.
Okay, they are called the smart people.
Okay.
Okay, and for them happiness is secondary.
Okay.
Okay. Another set of people, those who find success in their happiness.
Yeah.
Okay, the Buddha kind of people.
They are sage kind of people.
They are sage kind of the people.
Yes.
For them, happiness is the primary, right? And the outer well-being is secondary. So let me now bring back all of us into the world of professional world. Okay, professional world. And we are not into the bucket of the sageness. We are mostly into the bucket of smartness, right? And also we are not into the bucket of the 4th bucket. We are neither smart nor sage. That is also not the bucket we are in. We are majorly into the smart bucket. We are not into the sage bucket.
Yes.
Okay. Though in the world people are there sages, right? Buddha, Ramana, Maharshi, and all this. So what is happening, Akash? There is a kind of a parity is going on. Okay. So one group is focusing on the outer well-being. One group is only focusing on the inner well-being.
Inner well-being.
Okay. So, but the problem is the inner well-being or the sage people do not have much problem. Okay. Even if they do not get, they are happy.
Okay.
Okay. But if you go to the other part, the smart people, okay, they are in problem.
They're not happy.
They're not happy. Let me give you example. All of you know Steve Jobs,
Yes.
right? Before his death, he regretted a lot.
Yes.
Okay, that real happiness is not in the material world. Another example is another fashion designer from US. I think her name is Krishda. Okay, and she was having a similar in her middle age. She was, the latter part was not good. In fact, if you permit, I can quote few line from her. That today I am having the best cars in my garage, but I am a wheelchair. Okay, I have 7 hairdressers, but I do not have a single hair on my head. I have access to best of master chef in the world in my kitchen, but I am on liquid diet. I used to give autograph on every hours, but my life has an autograph of doctors now. This is the kind of the regretfulness. There are a lot of studies done, I think a lot of alumni from Yale University, Oxford University, all of you can find in the YouTube also. When the survey has been done with that people,
The smart people.
they
They're not happy.
are not happy. Some people have their 10th bungalow, some people have their 6th car, even their 3rd wives, This is the kind of affluence they are having.
Okay.
But when you ask about their happiness or the meaning of the life, they do not have that. It is consistent.
Yes.
From all the big university, Yale University, Oxford University, it is consistent.
Okay.
While the papers are written about big people, Steve Jobs, Krishna, and all these things, more or less it is happening to all
Successful people.
smart people.
Smart people.
And that was happening to me,
Yes.
Prashant Panigrahi, correct?
Yes.
And during my research, I reconciled there has to be a way
So, sir, what about the another kind of people? The sage people. Yes.
coming people. So why they are not in suffering, right?
Yeah.
Right? You see, suffering is all about the inner well-being. Okay? And they have tuned their lifestyle in such a way, minimalistic lifestyle.
Yeah.
They do not depend on the outer well-being. Okay? But the other party, they are not able to do so. Correct? At the end of the day, you need the happiness, right? We are struggling between the happiness and success.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
But what happened, Akash, a beautiful trend started. In fact, while my research was going on, I was observing all this. Okay? The people like the friend of Sundar Pichai, right? He is another IITian, ISKCON Guru, Gauranga Gopal, I think, right?
Huh.
I think I remember.
Gaur Gopal Das?
Not Gaur Gopal, I think Gauranga Gopal, okay? Gaur Gopal is another, but he's just friend of same IIT, both are from the Kharagpur IIT, okay? One became smart,
Yeah. One became sage.
other became sage.
Yes.
But that sage, he's also doing so much activity into the world. He's trying to enter from his sageness to 3rd bucket. It's called smart sage.
Okay.
Okay. If you see our Indian people, I think you talked about Gaur Gopal.
Yeah.
He's also a
Smart sage.
smart sage, right? He's a monk, sage, right? But he's entering into the zone of becoming smart also, right? I think we are not using so much smart devices. He's using more than us,
Yes.
right?
Obviously.
Then even our Sadhguru, he's also a sage. In fact, coincidentally, his guru or his teacher is same as my guru.
Okay. So Guru's guru is your guru.
Yeah, same guru. Because during my research, I had to go into experiential zone of the sageness. Then only I can create some root, right?
Yes.
So I also had to into similar some inner well-being practice, right?
Yes.
So we come from the same root, okay? Even Sadhguru became the sage, or I became this of smart, right?
Yeah.
But he came to now the smart sage category,
Yeah.
third category, right? Because he's very visible than any other successful people, right, in this world, right? But the problem is the sage people are very less. 1% of the world are sage, and they are peeping into the third zone. If you see go to your any social media and all this, most of the sage people, they are now conducting the leadership training, they are writing leadership book, many people. Right? So they are acquiring that zone of smart sage, they are having both inner well-being, outer well-being. But what is happening to the smart people?
They are also going to become sage.
They are not happening. That's why they are regretting at the latter part of the life. We saw all the artifact, right?
Yeah.
Right? So what is happening is during their smartness, there is always a restlessness. Okay, they are jumping from one to another, one endeavor to another endeavor, right? And there is a restlessness. And that restlessness is getting recorded like karma.
Yeah.
It's getting recorded.
Yes.
And at some point of time, it is getting replayed in the latter part of the life.
Yes.
Right? So, how to stop that recording? You be smart.
Yeah.
If you stop recording, you can also become a smart sage. You can also live like that one. Right? So, this was the inspiration from my vivid memory from my grandmom. Right? And what happened is during COVID, okay? During COVID, peak of the COVID, it is 2020. I think there are a lot of devastation happened around us. Many people close to us also we have to miss them, right? At that time, many people, those who knows me that I am into this zone, they were trying to reach me, right? Kind of, not a formal consultation, but they kind of discuss and
friendly discussion
informally. But after sharing all this, this idea, and I suggested something, many people, they recover from their, whatever guilt, whatever apathy they were going through, that
mentally, whatever they were
going through. Okay. And at that time, some of my well-wishers, they told, Prashant, you may not be able to talk, like because you are in a different job and all this. Why don't you put in some form so that it can be, leveraged by the wider population? And that is where I started in 2020, and
to write the book. Okay.
In fact, a lot of research and all this were there. Only it is to put together.
But to materialize it, you needed some guidance, motivation.
Yeah.
Okay. So, sir, my question is, suppose someone is smart and they also want to become sage. But now sage people also want to become smart, to be visible, like you said, Sadhguru or Gopal Das, they are becoming smarter and going to different zones. But they are also kind of trying to be somewhere else, trying to be more visible than earlier, trying to be more productive than earlier. So they are also, they are always happy. I'm not saying they are not happy, but they also have the next goal.
Yes, but there is a difference. Their next goal is not associated or attached with the restlessness.
So they are happy.
They are very playful.
Okay.
They are very playful. But if you go to the other side, they have always, people are having long faces. Okay? They are having long faces. So they know the art of first the sageness, then they are peeping into the third zone, right? So their activities are always playful.
Okay. So, sir, from smart people's point of view, since we are always talking to smart people, what do you think that if smart people become happy at what point they are, so they should stop thinking about the next dream, thinking about being restless to achieve the next goal?
No, next dream will be there.
Yeah.
It has to be a continuous next journey has to be there till your last moment in this world. Okay. Yeah. In fact, it's very beautifully told in Gita also.
Yeah.
That inaction is not allowed.
Action should be there.
Inaction is not allowed.
Yeah.
Okay. In fact, that's why I practice, in my office also. Okay. Suppose in Gita it is called, right, Karmanye Vadika Raste Ma Phaleshu Kadachana. Okay.
So we don't have to depend upon the result. We have to work, like you said, action has to be there.
Action has to be there.
But sir, without a goal, how can we take some action?
Now it is coming to the climax.
Yes.
Without
the goal, how can we
no
have?
goal is there.
Yeah.
Only your attachment with the result, ma phaleshu kadachana, means you do not have right on the outcome of the action.
Okay.
Ma phaleshu kadachana.
So sir, I am asking as a lot of people who are at my age or maybe younger than me, I am asking from their perspective. For example, someone wants a particular material, say suppose a car. So that is their goal. If I tell them the goal, then they will start working.
Yes.
So this is the concept.
I said goal is there, no?
Goal is there.
Goal is there, action is there. Only attachment to car is not there.
So if they are not attached to car, then why will they work for it?
That is the thin line. I have broken the ice in this book. Okay.
Yeah.
So there are two kind of, the desire has different levels.
Okay.
It comes from different level of energy. Okay. If the car is creating, if you do not get the car and if you are getting into trouble, then you are attached to car.
Okay.
Right. So that's why that desire has different level. Okay. In the lower level, it is desire. Okay. But when you go to the higher level, those who are coming from the sales to this one, it is a quest.
Okay.
There is a difference between desire and quest. Okay. So the quest has no attachment to that. If they get it, that is fine. If they do not get it, that is also fine. Okay. But generally people feel if we get attached to it, then only we'll get the result. That is the...
Okay. So the attachment should not be there, but they should work towards it.
100%, even 200%.
Okay.
So giving up is not an option. Failure is the option.
Okay.
Okay.
So sir, if it is not attached and you said they are not getting that particular thing, maybe the car, they are not getting it. And if they are not attached to it and they said, okay, I didn't get it, let it go. This is sageness.
No, again it will start.
Okay. So
Again
again we start.
It will start. The journey goal is there, journey is there, action is there, everything is there. Only problem is with us is that it might not happen. Right?
Okay.
Okay, generally it is just a fear is there. You see, if you are putting action, there is a natural law that outcome will come. Maybe different degree of variation and all this.
Okay.
Okay. So the people those who are coming from sage and becoming smart, for them, giving up is not an option, but failure is a option. Those who are coming from smart side, for them, giving up is not an option. Also, failure is not an option. Correct?
Okay.
That is the
Problem.
thin line.
Okay.
That is the thin line.
So sir, have you been following any books of Napoleon Hill?
Not much.
Okay. So I'm just putting one context. Napoleon Hill in his books, almost all his book, kind of emphasize that if you want anything, you should not only have desire. You should have the burning desire to achieve it.
Okay.
So is it out of your alignment or it is for the alignment?
It is in the alignment of the book,
Yes.
but that is not the ideal one.
Okay.
It is alignment of the book. In fact, I have written in this book, not in the name of Napoleon. You see, generally there are a lot of motivation sessions are happening. Okay, in the corporate world. Suppose Napoleon Bonaparte comes from a smart background, right? So corporate people are also the smart background. Those who come from the smart background, they will say, you should have burning desire to succeed.
Yes.
Okay. Then, okay, you follow this. Okay. Then sometimes you got demotivated. Sometimes you go into another session by the Gaur Gopal. Okay,
Yeah.
motivational session.
Yeah.
He will convince you with all his story. Napoleon Bonaparte has convinced with all stories, right? That how he should take desire. Gaur Gopal also will convince you with all his story that desire is the root cause of suffering. Okay, so
this is the point where youth gets confused who to follow.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are the people, smart people, or maybe ignorant people. Okay, okay, we are in a dilemma of perspective. We buy this too, we buy that too.
Yeah.
Right? Is it a aligned life? Is it a authentic life? Or you are getting bumped up by different
Two contradicting
lifestyle.
Yeah.
There are many things in this world. I think this book has kind of given a clarity how to find, because maybe another diagram I have given when the question comes will come, or now you want to take it up?
Let's take it up. Yeah.
Okay. What happens? You see, let me go back to the question. I think there was a
The consciousness map and hacking and dating with shadow self.
Yeah. So basically, there was I think many times I get the question, how you create your inner happiness within the busy schedule and all these things, right? Okay, and also I'm saying that this dilemma between two versions of desire, dilemma between two versions of love, okay, dilemma between there is a always there is dilemmas. A lot of perspective dilemmas are there, right?
Yeah.
So unless you clarify, okay, unless you clarify, these restlessness things will come.
Yes.
And the restlessness things that are getting recorded, that will get replayed as a regret at the latter part of the life. In fact, the 90% of the people in this world, smart people of the world, okay, not all the people, smart people in this world, they are dying with regret. It is a medical survey. More than 90% of the people. Okay, and how to not to record. Okay, how not to record is first thing is to clarify the dilemma.
Okay.
Okay, if we go to the office, we are not in a psychological safety in the corporate world. Okay, once you enter into the office, they will say, boss is always right. Is it true?
No.
But we succumb to that.
Yes.
Correct? There is another language, customer is God. Is it true?
No.
No. So how much psychological insecurity we are having? All these are restlessness.
Yes.
You tell this also yes, that also yes, right? So the root cause of that is because our perception, okay, our perception is different with respect to our energy, conscious energy. Okay, I was talking about the two axes, right? Outer well-being, inner well-being.
Yes.
The outer well-being, you measure it by your bank balance, your number of houses, also number of girlfriends, boyfriend, right?
Yes.
But what is the measure of your inner well-being?
Happiness.
How to measure it's quantified. In bank balance, you can quantify
Yes.
some millions, billions, 3-4 girlfriends, boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
How to quantify, measure into the life?
Yes. We don't have any unit. I don't know any unit to measure in.
You see, anything not measurable
It's not achievable.
is not manageable, told by Peter Drucker. Also, if it is not measurable, it is not manageable. And other one might be, it is not achievable also.
Yeah, because there is no parameter to it.
Okay, and while we have lot of training, lot of measurement mechanism for the outer well-being,
but not inner
you
well-being.
do not have an inner well-being. There are very few, okay, In our Vedanta, it is there a 7 stage of this one and all this. Even scientist also has created a model, but very few people know it.
So let's know it.
In fact, that is where I am coming to the consciousness map. Okay. So our in fact, before going to this, let me connect another thread. We are always talking about 2 parameters: outer well-being, inner well-being, smartness, sageness. Right. Similarly, we have a lifestyle and we have a life. Okay. Lifestyle is nothing but related to our outer well-being.
Okay.
And life is our inner well-being. This dilemma also many people, they are not aware today.
Okay.
They say life means lifestyle. It's not the same. So the life or the inner well-being or the consciousness, finally it is one scale.
Yeah.
All 3 are same. Okay. And in fact, this scientist, during my research, I was finding out the scientist Dr. David Hawkins, he created this model how to measure that our inner energy or consciousness. He called it consciousness map. Okay. He put this scale from 0 to 1000.
Okay.
1000 is the
maximum,
that is enlightenment, where Buddhas and Krishna, they went into. Okay. And 0 is the places where our energy level is very, very, very low. Our consciousness, they are people very tendency towards suicidal.
Okay. So sir, there is one doubt. So is consciousness equal to happiness? Like if a person is very conscious,
it is not equal to, but it is proportional to.
Okay.
Proportional to, because in fact many things are proportional to consciousness. In my book I have given, and there is beautiful correlations about this proportional to. Okay, at least 3 parameters I have taken, which we are made up of. Okay, our Vedanta says we are Sat, Chit and Ananda. In case you heard this word, okay, in singular word they call as Sachidananda. So the Sat part is our existence, how playfully we exist.
Yeah.
Chit part is our intelligence, our IQ, EQ and all this. Ananda is our experience part of it, what we experience. Right? So the people, those who are experiencing well in the sageness, they are doing well. Those who are not experiencing, those who are experiencing restlessness, they are going to the other, right? These 3 parameters I have explained, it is proportional. And once all the parameters are higher, in fact, my subtitle talk about the high resolution lifestyle. Hacking your shadow self. We were talking about shadow self a bit earlier. Hacking your shadow self for high resolution lifestyle. So if consciousness improves, many of your life parameters improves.
Yes.
And your lifestyle become, your life resolution become high. Your happiness become high. So actually, for the purpose of taking this smart people toward the smart sage bucket, I cannot tell the Vedantas, Gitas and all this. They will not come. I think centuries has gone. Centuries has gone talking about this. People are not coming from smart to sage. Okay, smart to smart sage.
Yeah.
So we need to give them a scientific, rational mechanism. Boss, where are you stand?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think the 0 to 1000 scale, okay. I have divided into 4 parts.
Yes.
So 0 to 100 is part 1. That is the lowest self. Okay. Then 100 to 200 is the lower self. Okay. Then 200 to 400 is the higher self. Okay. And 400 to 1000 is
highest self.
There are some rationale behind why I have done it. We will not go into it. But just to summarize our discussion toward the smartness and the sageness. Okay. The last bucket is pure sage. Okay. The H+.
Yeah.
Okay. And the left hand bucket is neither smart not sage.
Yeah.
The second bucket is the smart people.
Yeah.
Okay, and this book tries to take from this second bucket to the third quadrant, that is lower self to higher self.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you see the most of our smart people in this corporate world,
Yeah.
okay, we are into this L between the 100 and 150.
Yeah.
Okay, to give some example, at suppose for this financial year, okay, maybe we are expecting a promotion. That is a state called desire.
Yes.
And the desire by this conscious that being of that person is at 125. Okay, and whenever some good bad thing happens, some crisis happen and all this, he will certainly, suddenly he will think, my boss will not like this, I may not get the promotion. Then the fear starts.
Yes.
At that level, the energy of our being is 100. Fear is 100. Okay, then suppose we get the promotion. Okay, then our energy will become proud.
Yes.
Pride energy. We'll go and throw parties, we put into the social media and all this, right? It's pride. That is 175. Then, if we suppose we do not get it, we get angry into our boss. He's a biased person. He's a, people, those who do oiling, they get the promotion. All this is anger, right? And that anger is 150. And when I was telling the smart people, their whole journey is about restlessness. Basically, they are into this 4 parameter whole life. Their career.
From this to that.
They are just jumping around this block, this energy, this around.
Yeah.
But overall, it is L. Right?
Yeah.
And this L has a property in Vedanta. Okay? It is called Asakti.
Yes.
Okay? Asakti is combination of cravings and aversion. If you are having craving today, tomorrow you will have aversion. By default, it is a trap.
Yeah.
So now, what is the way to cross this 200 and go to the next side, that is the smart sage bucket? Okay. So that is the area. And coming back to your question, right? That is that consciousness is proportional to happiness, right? Yes. So happiness in the experience, if you see, suppose you get let you take the promotion. Okay. Then you get pride and excitation. That is called positive excitation.
Yeah.
And suppose you do not get promotion or other things, if you go to the L minus, okay, so there you get apathy, guilt, and all these things, right? So, but both, that is called negative excitation. Positive excitation, negative excitation. In both places, if you measure your blood pressure, both places it will be high. Okay?
But one in good sense, one in bad sense.
Blood pressure is high. So whatever you call. Only thing is excitation is positive charge and negative charge. Unless you neutralize it, you are not coming to that sageness, that otherwise it will bother you again.
Yes.
Okay. So with this, probably I'll stop here. Maybe I'm taking your time.
So moving ahead with the next question. Your book Smart Sage covers the themes of profession, smartness, and sageness. Can you share the inspiration behind these themes and what you hope readers will take away from your book? A key takeaway, like what they can learn from this book and how they can move from just being smart to smart sage.
Yeah. You see, I think we discussed the levels, right? So only we need an approach. Approach how to move from this to this in every situation. In fact, someone said, right, that our growth and freedom lies with our conscious choice between our stimulus and response.
Yeah.
In every moment, we are responding to some stimulus in the life. Okay, and how to manage the response is the key.
Yes.
Okay, and how to manage the response so that, let me take the same example. Suppose you didn't get the promotion. Okay, then your response is anger.
Yes.
It's logical. Okay, but logical is always not right. Okay, because it is logical because you are in that zone.
Yes.
You are in that smart zone. You are not thinking about what is beyond logic.
Correct.
And beyond logic is not illogical. Illogical is below logical. Right? They are the neither smart nor sage. So unless you think that I need to move away from the logical to beyond logical, that anger will continue, your energy will store and all these things. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So takeaway, I think your question was that the takeaway is how to respond to each situation so that we do not store any residual lower energy into ourselves, and will not give an option to replay it in later point of time.
Yes, correct. So people can understand, they can make a conscious decision how to go ahead without taking any negative part of it.
In fact, I have given a good approach in this technique. It is called Paul technique. In fact, the final slide is about that one. So you see this one, final one. So you see a Paul technique, right? There are 4 steps to Paul technique, right?
PEAR, the first letter of each word.
Paul technique, okay? So P stands for pause with a mindful breathings, okay? That's why all this pranayam, all these people, they do, once you do some breathing, right? Pause with a breathing. In fact, a lot of people, they practice this. They pause it, right? They do not suddenly they respond. Once you do a pause and take some mindful breathing, what happens is suddenly you get a bump up of the energy, and you have some energy to respond, some additional energy than the lower energy.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Let me complete. I think you have a point. So the second step is embracing with acceptance, E and A, right? And during your anger, whatever you didn't get promotion, that anger came, okay, and you are not able to embrace it. Embracing is
accepting what has happened.
Accepting, welcoming, willingnessly, not compulsively. It is willingnessly, okay. And once you embrace it, what happens? A lot of things happens. Anger get transmuted to appreciation. Yeah, you'll appreciate your life situation in a different way. Oh, probably this time the budget was low. Budget for promotion was low. Right? You will have a different kind of perception.
Optimistic point.
Perception. Your attitude will change. Your perception. Once the perception to your situation change, that is nothing but the intelligence has changed. Right? Your response will be different. Right? Then this third step is reasoning with silence. And at that time, if you reason with silence, what should I respond?
That is why I think good leaders also write the problems to understand. I think reasoning in silence is that kind of venting out.
Yes. Many times, if it is a longer problem or long span problem, you can write it. But if it is a short span, you are having a conversation.
That is also.
Just you have to do there's some silence you have to do. Okay. I have given the mechanics, how the breathing helps, how the acceptance, embracing helps, and how the silence helps. And once the silence helps, your intelligence bumps up. Okay. And then your response that will come, it will be a loving response. That's why that L is last one and it is Paul one. In fact, this will be the single most takeaway from the book. And out of this 4 step, the critical step, again, if I am to pinpoint, it is embracing.
Changing the perspective to see the good in every situation.
Yes. Once you embrace, a lot of your energy changes. Anger become appreciation. Fear become courage. Desire become quest.
Yes.
Like bit become love. Lot of energy changes.
Yes. This is really good. I think audience will also love this technique to understand and utilize, become sage from smart sage people.
Correct.
Okay, so the next question is: authors often talk about their writing rituals.
Yes.
Do you have any unique habits or routines that you find crucial for your writing process?
Writing rituals. Yeah, I think generally authors follow these rituals very well.
Yeah.
But we people, you see, in my while in my my work or job and all this, so I used to write contextually. Okay. Suppose there is a situation where you need to take a challenging endeavor.
Yeah.
Right. So at that time, I will start writing about the message to my team, some small blog, right? That giving up is not an option, failure is the option. Okay, that is the kind of environment I want to create, and I want to message, write, and all this. Similarly, you already has taken an endeavor, okay, and you went into a crisis, right? At that point of time, I write in a different way, okay. That how to come out of the comfort zone, right? So because every situation has given some.
Your team members are always getting instruction based upon the problem they are facing.
So I in the meeting also we discuss about this. So I write a kind of weekly message goes, depending upon the context. And this is before the writing. But when I started putting the manuscript for this book, definitely I followed a morning ritual, because that is the time, you are away from your early morning, you are away from your corporate and all these things, and you can put something into.
Yes. Yeah. So the best time to write is preferred is early morning.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sir, the next question is: every project faces challenges. What are some of the challenges you encountered in bringing your book from concept to completion, and how did you navigate through that? Because I'm sure that planning to write a book is good. It looks very nice. But getting the book in hand has a complete process embedded into it. So how did you face the challenges?
You see, there are mainly, let me divide into 3 phases. Yeah. First is the ideation phase and the structuring phase. Second is the manuscript part of it. And third is the publication part. Okay. As far as the ideation part is concerned, okay, I think it is. I've never thought that I'll write a book, right? When my motivation for the book was there, not book motivation for my life was there, right? The Rajarsi and all this started, right? Yeah. So I was researching. In fact, most of my work that I was doing, I was experimenting. Yeah. I was experiencing that it works. Yeah. I was experiencing that fear is getting converted to courage. Not only for me, it is happening for my team. Yes. I was experimenting that anger is getting converted to appreciation, not only for me, but for my team. Yes. Right? So this ideations is a kind of this more than a decade that I was doing from my turning point that we discussed about, right? Prashant Panigrahi, right? So that ideation was happening, and then coming to the second part, basically that I had to again take help from the publisher at that time. Okay, that how should we go about? I did some learning from the publisher. They have some course and all these things, how to structure it. In fact, I adopted my own way. Okay. In fact, I am a Six Sigma black belt as well. Okay, and Six Sigma has a two wings approach. Suppose you have to design a process or product, there is a process. Obviously. And suppose you want to improve a process or product, that's a different process. Yes. Okay. And in this situation, whatever we are talking about, we are moving from smart people to smart sage people, sage people. Yeah. Okay. So here definitely we are not creating anything. We are improving the version of smart people to smart sage. So I thought, let me go in a Six Sigma way. Okay. And the Six Sigma has as a methodology. Okay. It is DMAC methodology. D stands for define your process. Okay, which you want to improve. Then measure your process where you stand. That's why we were talking about not measuring is measurable, right? The consciousness map. Okay, and the define part is I define ourselves. Who are we? Okay, and I have taken the all perspective, the perspective from psychologists, perspective from the philosophers, right? I have taken all the perspective to create a define ourselves. Then we measure the self. Okay, the third phase of the Six Sigma is analyze. Okay, analyze, and here also I have put a analyze phase. Okay, analyze the root cause of the problem. That's why there is a problem. There is a part of the book. There are 4 parts. The first part is devoted to perspective, or define. Second part is toward the potential, measuring the self potential. Third part is the problem or the root cause of the problem. Why we are becoming restlessness? Why not? Why it is getting recorded? Why we are not able to stop recording, and that's one. Then the fourth part of the Six Sigma is improve, and the fifth part is control. Okay, improve the process and control the process. That once improved, it should not go back down, right?
Yes.
So it should have a continuous control has to be there, right? So that 2 part I summarize as as a persuasion. How the Kaizen method will go. Kaizen you might be right. So how you can apply to yourself a Kaizen methodology to move toward the smart state. That is the middle part of the publishing process. The last part is from the manuscript to publication. In that phase, actually, you decide your title and subtitle. That was a kind of a very, very exciting phase. Okay, because while my research was going on, okay, at that time also my friends used to call me Corporate Baba. Okay, and when during my course of research, I was thinking a lot of a theme idea, right? Theme for the journey. So many name came up. Okay, the one is corporate yogi, one is corporate monk. Okay, and one is executive yogi. Okay, but unfortunately, I was not. Probably if I am associated with people like you, I could have known that this name is already reserved. Okay, but when I came to that phase, I saw coincidentally corporate yogi is written by Dr. Lal, the pathologist. He has written his own story and all this thing. Similarly, somebody has written corporate monk, right? So then finally I have a mission to take smart people into that page, right? So it is not only for the corporate people, because smart people are in many places, right? They are all materialistic people, right? And so we move it to smart sale. That was the last part of it.
Yeah. Okay. So can you walk us through the ideation? I think you have covered that, the topic selection part. So we have that. The next thing is, authors have diverse writing processes. What was your approach to writing Smart Sage? Did you follow a structured routine, or it was more spontaneous? Like once the idea came, you wrote a part of it, or it was a routine kind of thing that you have to write 1 page, 2 page daily?
Yeah, as I said, during my research, it was a ad hoc, spontaneously I was collecting, and all this stuff I was having my repository.
Yeah.
And when it came to the finally that it has to be a product, definitely I had to put into a structure,
in a routine manner.
That morning ritual I was talking about, and I followed the Six Sigma approach for that one.
Okay. So as an accomplished author and professional, how do you think platform like Wooble Writers Web can assist writers and authors in showcasing their work and building their online presence?
Correct. In fact, we were discussing a bit about this, my inquisitiveness I was discussing with you. You see, there are 2 kinds of authors. There are category 1 is the professional authors, those who write books.
Who are full-time
authors. Yes. Okay. And there are second category of authors like us. We are authors in another profession.
Yes.
Okay? 2 category of the people. And 2 category of the people, they need probably a care from the Wooble kind of, your organization from you people. Definitely, anything, I think I remember a jargon, right? So, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है, right?
Yeah.
So at least for the first category of the people, it is their profession, it is their bread butter, or it is their passion, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So the more is the reach, more you are richer.
Yeah.
Right? So how you can make it more reachable, right?
Yes.
How you can. In fact, already I browsed through your site and I must say it is a fabulous job. It is a inspiring. I see it is very vibrant.
Yes.
Okay. And definitely you can help authors to create that reach. Generally in corporate world we call articulation and amplification.
Yes.
Okay. So the authors can write, they can articulate, but they cannot amplify much because their core job is something, and you are the people, you are amplifying it, and you have to help them amplify. Coming to the second category of the people, I think their job is not articulation also. Okay, they are into their own job, right? There are engineers, there are doctors, there are lawyers, right? There are different professions. Every profession is a craft.
Yes.
In fact, most of the books has to be written by them.
Yes.
Okay?
Obviously.
Most of it written by them because that is the real experiential knowledge.
Correct.
Okay? It is not just a idea. It is experiential knowledge, and they are the poor in both of these dimensions. Neither they are good at articulation nor they are good at amplification.
Not poor, I would say. The thing is, they are not given a proper time or proper channel to amplify their voice.
Exactly. Very true. Very true.
Because I see that when someone is a profession in profession,
Very
suppose someone is an engineer.
Yeah.
He or she can bring the raw thoughts about engineering background, the industry, and everything.
Very true.
If an author has to write about engineering things, he or she first have to be with them, try to understand the problem, which can't be 100% like the engineer is talking about.
Cannot agree more. Correct.
So they have to be with them. Like earlier author, they used to live with that particular person, interview a lot of them, talk to them, understand them, and then write a book on them.
Correct. Very true.
But to how much they work on, 100% cannot be adapted from that person. If we are getting the particular person talking directly, that is the best one.
Very true.
So that is why I think the second kind of profession, the second kind of author should increase, because they will bring the raw fundamental truth from that particular industry.
Very true. Very true. In fact, there is another dimension you people can help. Wooble can help. That the innovation always come only when you synergize two dimensions.
Yes.
Okay. So the medical field has to be synergized with engineering.
Yes.
Right. There were a lot of devices and all these are coming. Right. So when this, at least I'm talking about the second category of the authors. Right. So there has to be a provision of window peeping. Okay. Window peeping or window shopping. Whatever it is. So there has to be a cross pollination of their experience.
Yes.
Okay. So that will create more innovation, more creativity into the world, and more value creation.
Yes.
That is another dimension, Wooble can help. And the third dimension is the intimacy.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you see, there are very currently today what is happening is everywhere. Let's call it tier 1, tier 2, right? So there are tier 1 experts, tier 2, and all the were tier 1 city, tier 2 city. Okay, and the aspiring or the emerging leaders, emerging professionals, they cannot reach always to tier 1 experts.
Obviously.
Okay. But unless they reach, they listen to them directly, they experience it directly, I think the real spark will not come.
Correct.
So, because also it is valid that there are few people cannot be connected to the whole lower pyramid, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I think at least they connect to the tier two experts has to be established if some forum can be created, right? And some brainstorming can be done, right? So that is also another dimension where a elevation of expertise will happen the way in our ancient world, the Guru Shishya Parampara, right?
Yes.
That can happen because all this can happen in the corporate world. But corporate world, what happened is there is a formal relationship. Okay,
Yes.
always there is. So if this kind of forum it can be established outside the corporate, I think it can also add immensely.
Okay. That's a great learning for us, that if we can create a forum where authors can learn with each other,
Yeah,
that would be really great.
Yeah.
The second kind of profession where they are, you said window peeping. They are also having the information or knowledge of a particular industry,
Correct.
and they are eager to share it with the world.
Yeah, yeah.
That is
Another thing is the lower part of the pyramid in that profession. Okay, doctors, the junior doctors, right? How they can have access to the senior tier one
Yes.
kind of player.
Yes. So that they can learn in a wider sense without, and book is a form where people can learn without capturing a lot of time of the particular person who wants to.
Very true. Because generally they are also learn by their experience.
Yes.
Because initially they learn from the textbook, then they are experiencing from their job.
Yes.
But if they can do a advanced learning from the advanced experience,
Yeah.
it will get more.
They can miss a lot of mistakes. They can directly skip the mistakes and can go and take the technology or whatever the field is to a forward in the coming generation.
Very true.
So it will be carried. The information will be carried ahead in the next generation.
Very true. Very true.
Yes.
Very true.
So, going ahead with the other question. For individuals considering the path of becoming an author, what advice would you offer based on your experience and lessons learned?
You are referring to the first time author.
First time authors, obviously.
Again, I will comment on the second part of the category of author because the other part is I am not into.
Yes.
Okay. You see, what I'll say is read, experiment, and experience enough before you start writing.
Correct.
Before you start writing. These are my kind of a idea or kind of a words that I want to tell, because this has it will create immense value for the society or the world as a whole.
So every line is going to be amplified in exponentially.
Very
So we have to put a lot of effort into writing each word.
Correct. The way they say, right? You have to earn before the spend, right? You have to before after it. They are similarly here also. I'll say first read, experiment, experience enough before you write.
Yes, that's very true.
Yeah.
So going ahead with the next question, what message do you have for the author community? Like anything you want to convey to the first time authors?
Yeah. I think this it is not only for first time. In fact, what I want to say for every author. You see, authors are always mirror of the society. Okay, both authors, both categories. Okay, they reflect what is happening in the society. One is the life scenario part of it, the first category of authors. The second category of the authors are they reflect what is the current status quo of the expertise.
Yes.
Right. So they are holding the mirror. Okay, and they will show the mirror to the audience. Right. They are the mirror
of the society.
And if the mirror has dust, a lot of damage will happen to the society.
Correct.
So we need to clean the mirror before showing it to the society. Okay. Otherwise, I think we hold a bigger responsibility, because when you drop a book into the market, some books are read by the billions of people, some are million people, and all this, right? So it should not be just a casual things, right? So we need to validate, vet it, and clean the mirror before showing it to the society.
Very true. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. A last question. What any message for our Wooble community?
Yeah, I think Wooble community is also, I saw, I interacted. They are the smart people. Though I have not gone into much how the sageness part of it there. Okay, but what I suggest is whatever we do, okay, definitely the smartness is the first part, but try to show your sageness part of it, become a smart sage, and doing the sageness part, we need to respond it consciously, okay, and probably just to give an example, we might be using AI to give lot of insight, amplify, and anything like. But AI is not a clean things, okay. AI, that's why there is a concept called responsible AI. Okay, and if our consciousness doesn't intervene there, our response might be below sageness.
Yes.
Okay, so there are many areas I think you are working, you know the concept, this one. So my only request or humble request is be a smart sage, whatever you do.
Yeah. Thank you so much.